Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT, value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see your founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase with Picatinny reliable adapter, so you can mount it to any standard AR-15 like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more and see me shooting a flamethrower. And lastly, trying to get 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button and tell your friends and your enemies, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Mitsubishi profits crashing by 79%, and then thinking maybe fleet sales will help, which no, it certainly will not. Now, this brought to us thanks to Joel, who's a writer at thedrive.com, and perhaps I should put a visual disclaimer on the screen. You're about to see Mitsubishi vehicles, which have not looked good for debatably 10 plus years. It might even be more visually visceral disgusting than my face, debatably. Now, again, credit to Joel Felder, who's a writer at thedrive.com. Oh, it's a Mitsubishi SUV, and they say, quote, Mitsubishi leaning into fleet sales as profits plunge 79%. They note that declining sales and tariffs hit Mitsubishi hard, cutting operating profit by $117.7 million in Q3, which I was about to say how the mighty have fallen, but Mitsubishi, even at their peak, was never even in the top 2 or 3 Japanese automobile manufacturers in terms of reliability, sales, or really respect. But they had some cool hits throughout the years. I mean, who doesn't wish they had a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo back in the day? Those things were epic. The Eclipse from Fast and Furious, obviously really cool. But now they mostly make SUVs for people who don't want to pay more for a Nissan. I mean, it is the bottom of the barrel when it comes to Japanese automobiles these days. I'm actually astonished that they're still in business. You'll see like one dealer every like 12 towns. But nevertheless, down in the article, again, credit to Joel Felder, who's a writer there. And they say, quote, good morning and welcome to Downshift, the TDS for short. They know that Mitsubishi sales are crashing again by 79%, and their operating profits are just in the barrel. Again, tariffs and all that kind of stuff. They say they plan to lean into fleet sales and expect full year operating profits to drop by 50%? Jeez. I mean, again, I thought things were bad for Mitsubishi. Somehow it got worse. Now, darn pop-ups. Now they say that Mitsubishi thinks the Japanese yen recent slide against the US dollar enables exports to eke a profit. Even at the 15% tariff rate, Executive Vice President Tatsu Nakahuma said the Japanese automaker will open the tap on fleet sales through the end of the fiscal year, which, again, that's going to be a very short infusion of sales and usually just takes your reputation and slides it through the mud. Most automobile manufacturers have a stigma against fleet sales, which, again, is good because it's a high volume of units being pushed, but usually it's a very price-sensitive type of sale. And I think nowadays, in terms of pejorative view of fleet sales, people think of like the Nissan Altima, which Nissan leaned into fleet sales years ago, or like General Motors, which has had fleet sales for decades, which make vehicles that sometimes hit 40,000 miles and plus. I'm only partially exaggerating, but it's something you don't see from high-quality automobile manufacturers. They usually never do fleet sales. I believe actually Honda brags about how they've never done it. Same with Toyota, which, again, Toyota is the largest, most famous, and most successful automobile company on the planet, not just in terms of units sold and revenue, but also in terms of reliability. Now, I mean, they also note that net income swung to only 66.6 million loss the past 3 months from 57.2 million profit a year before. You know that quarterly sales fell in North America, Europe, Southeast Asia, and in Australia and New Zealand, while flatlining in the home market of Japan. Like Japanese competitors, Mitsubishi is strained under the current U.S. tariffs implemented by Trump, even after their breakthrough trade deal reducing the duty rate to imported Japanese vehicles to 15% from the earlier level of 27.5%. The 6 Japan players selling in the U.S. see their combined tariff tab totaling billions of dollars, which, again, looks like their sales are even under 1 million vehicles. Jeez Louise. So that's their sales forecast for the whole year, which, again, sounds, I mean, 1 million vehicles sounds like a lot. It's not in terms of a global manufacturer. And again, they've been starting in North America for a long time. I believe it was even, was it 10 years ago? They shut down the last United States factory, which, again, for logistics reasons, shipping and cost, most of the cars in the United States are made here, or at least, depending on how you define it, assembled here with a mixture of global components. And Mitsubishi is shutting down dealerships. They shut down all the U.S. assembly. They're in a tough spot. And again, it's one of those things where they might win a couple short-term fleet deals. I don't know which fleet would actually want a Mitsubishi. I mean, the kid in me always remembers King of the Hill. You have Cotton Hill, goes, Mitsubishi, they made the planes bomb Pearl Harbor, which technically, yes, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, just like General Motors, had some military contracts. Though, again, in later years, Mitsubishi was spun off into a standalone automobile company. Fun trivia fact of the day, I suppose. But again, I think this is going to be a very short-term fix. But what is a compelling reason to buy a Mitsubishi in 2025 and 2026? Presumably, well, nowadays you could only buy an SUV from them. You're buying something that is not as reliable as a Honda or as a Toyota. I would venture to say it was almost as unreliable as a Ford vehicle, which is saying something. They've had over 115 recalls this year thus far. So as Mitsubishi tries to do these short-term infusion of sales, going for the fleet sales, I think it'll hurt their brand even more, which is saying something. And I mean, this will help them short term, but long term, I think it's going to help them. It's going to do more damage than good. And I don't see how they're going to recover from this. Every year, their sales are going down. The vehicles are not any more desirable year over year. And the Eclipse is now bastardized. They took that name and threw it on an SUV for all 18 people who would want it. And again, there's no compelling reason anymore to buy Mitsubishi. They used to have some very unique, cool vehicles throughout the years, from enthusiasts to families, and they just kind of lost that. And it's not as reliable as competition. I guess it's a discount, but I mean, at a certain point, it just doesn't make any sense. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback. Let me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.